Hi, welcome. So in the last video, we looked at validation where we looked at how to use things like whole numbers, text length, dates, and think just to be able to validate data before while someone is entering it into the worksheet so that you're able to stop some erroneous data to be entered in the first place. So we started with just a drop down list. So, but now this video, we are going to go a bit more advanced with that drop down list to make it more flexible, which is really very helpful at times when you have like cities that are named differently, and to do your analysis after that, it becomes a headache. So let's just go straight to the computer and look at that. Okay, so in the last video, we looked at how to use data validation for the text length, phone number, salary, date, and you can always check that video. It's in this playlist. And then we started looking at a way of listing the cities. And if we go back to data validation here, you will see that these cities were written by hand. And what if the cities change? You need to always go back there and check what was there and change by hand. It's not like visible. So a better way, there are several ways to do this, improve on it. Let's start with the first one. So I'll just go back and copy those same cities so that we are going to use them again. Copy, and then we'll just say city 2. This is another way of doing it, doing the drop down list for the cities. So when we come here, I'll just paste this to guide us. So the first one is Douala. This next one is Delhi. The third one is Delaware, and then the other one is Chicago. So we could have a list like this, not necessarily on this same sheet. It could be in another sheet where maybe cities, list of cities. And usually I like to write this like don't delete, because at times people might delete it and then everything will break down. So I might just go here, tap color, select the color, and maybe just say red. So let me copy them there so that we have the cities here, for example. So this is like your lookup. So I can just call these cities. Now, what could happen now is that let me just put this here, validation. So we are coming here, we say, okay, I want to get this list, which the list can add maybe to any number, but then I want to get that list. So we are going to go again to data, go to data validation, and then click here, go again to list. Now the source, we'll just go and select the source. So where is the source? Go here. Here is the source. So here is the source, and then you press on OK. So now when I click here, I have Douala, Delhi, Delaware, Chicago, just like I wanted. So I could have Douala here, enter. And again, remember, if you try to get something which is different from this one, so for example, you try to type Lagos, it's not in that list, so you need to add it there for it to be able to validate Lagos. So I can get any of these, Delhi, select it, maybe Delaware, anyone, Chicago, yeah, any one of my choice. But then out of this, I can't I can't accept it to select. So let me say, for example, we added Lagos, because let me take up this one. So we are going here, so we added Lagos here. Let's say we added Lagos here, and then maybe we added Lagos, and then maybe we added New York here. Now when we come here, city 2, there is no Lagos and there is no New York here, so we need to add this. So we'll go here, data validation. If you click here, it's going to show you. So it shows that just these were selected, so not all was selected. So we need to select all of this and then we press OK. And then now you see we have Lagos and New York are on this list. So which means each time we have a new city, we need to always go back and select the, maybe if there's a new one, another one, a new one. We have to always go and select the range that is currently, so it keeps increasing. So you could make this more flexible, is because that's something that maybe you don't want to do. So there's a way to make this more flexible. And how do we do that? We would now go here. Instead of using this as a list, we'll create an Excel table. So if you don't know how to create a table, all you need to do is just select this and then you go here. So you go to insert and then you would see here table. So when we click on this like a table, now it's going to say where is the data for your table. Here is the data for my table. Then it's saying my table has headers. So you're trying to confirm if the first entry on your table, is it the header or actually one of the cities that you would want to enter. Actually, this is a header. So we will need to click on here to say, don't consider these cities like a city. It's just the title of this column. And consider from Douala, Delhi, Delaware, Chicago, Lagos, New York, and ignore this one. So we are going to press OK here. And then while it's still highlighted, while it's still selected, you name it now. We give the table a name. So let's just give it the name of cities. This is so that we can easily refer to it when we want. So if you click on that, anytime you select here, so now let me do that again. Select this, go here, type cities, and then press enter. So when I do that, if I maybe deselect, let me just increase this for you to see. If I deselect that, so if I click here, you see I see cities is now there. So anytime if I click away from there and I click on cities, it shows that it recognizes this name range. This table has a name. So remember we did this in one of the early videos when we were doing the beginner for this Excel series. So you can go back and look at name ranges. So now validation again. So if I come now to city 3, another way of doing validation using tables now. So I'll go again to my data validation. Go now to list, but then I'm going to use a formula. Remember, we are going to look at formula in subsequent videos, but I'll just use it here to show you, and then later on we are going to go into formula. So I'm going to use a formula called indirect. So indirect, and then open your bracket, and then you have to put the name of the table, the cities. So we had it like cities. I hope I spelled it right, because you have to ensure you spell it right, and then you close your bracket. So if you go here, you see we have the cities here. So we can be able to select now your Douala, Delhi, Delaware, Chicago, Lagos, New York, and then now we could select that. And then what's the advantage of that? So that's Delaware. What's the advantage of this? Now, if I go here to this list again, and I come and I add something like a city like maybe Yaoundé, then I add another city like maybe Bamenda. Now these are new cities. So normally, if I was using this first one, I would not get the last two cities. But now with this third method, now you see we get already the Yaoundé and Bamenda. They appear here automatically. So this makes it now, this is a dynamic drop down list, which as soon as you add it, now is able to automatically pick here. So you will not need to bother about coming again to check on this data validation here, because it's just referring to the table cities, and that's the table cities. Anything that is on in this table, it's just going to take there. So if you add other cities here, the list keeps increasing, and it's responding automatically to picking every city that you add here. So I'll just add some cities, just type anything, type just about anything. Then let's go check here, go here, and you see, and we have them all here. They come here automatically, so there's no need again to enter to change your formula here again. You do it once as soon as you name the table, and then you do that. So remember, you have to make sure you, instead of using a list as before, you create a table, and then you name that table range like I've named it cities here. And anytime you call the cities table like you called it here, anytime you call the cities table, it's going to pick whatever is on that table. So there are more advanced ways to do some of these things again. Let's say I take off this one, take off that one, and then you click here. There is a space here. There are more advanced ways to do that, but then we would stop here for now, because when you learn formula, you'll be able to use that, like count some formula to be able to make it more flexible. Whenever you delete something, it takes just what is available. Whenever you add something, it stays just with what is being added. So if we put them back and even add some more, cure, it will pick up when it's adding. But to be able to know how to make it to subtract when you subtract as well, that's a bit advanced, and we are going to teach you formula, and then you might do your research or find out how to do that. But for now, just being able to do this is going to help improve and stop errors from getting into your report. So hope you were able to learn a lot about the drop down list in this video, and being able to understand the advanced drop down list with the table, and making it more dynamic, where you don't need to go in again and change your data validation. You do it once and you just keep adding the list, and it keeps taking it automatically for you. So thank you. See you next video. Wish you good data luck.